So first topic, Let the Right One In TV series. I didn't even know this was a thing. I did not know that they were doing a TV series to Let the Right One In. Now, for some of you guys that don't know, Let the Right One In is a vampire movie. Not of your typical variety. Centers on this kid that lives in an apartment building. This little girl like moves in next to him, or like not next to him, it's like close to him, I believe. I can't remember if it's next to him. It's been a while since I've seen it. And she moves in. She has this older guy with her who is presumed to be either her father or grandfather, something like that. Murders start happening. Essentially, the people are getting fed to the little girl, who is the vampire. The older person is a human, a familiar to the vampire. She becomes close to this kid, and he goes to school, has bullies pick on him, all kinds of shit. Things get to a boiling point with the bullies where the vampire steps in. That's all I'm going to say. And the ending leaves a bit to the imagination as to where the future of this vampire girl and this little kid could go. Overall, it's a fucking amazing. It was done in a remake for, like fucking American audiences. Didn't have the same punch to it as the other one did, but yeah, like it was okay. But the original one, I definitely recommend any and everybody to watch. If you want something that is unique in the vampire lores, like definitely check that out. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into this article that is outlining the TV show. 1992, Bram Stoker's Dracula is a really good vampire. Yes, it is. It is. All right. So here we go. Let the Right One In TV series to star Damien Bichir. I'm assuming that's how you say it. I have no idea. I could have just butchered that name. Swedish author Jean Ajivade Lindvitz. I can't pronounce it. Excuse me if you're watching, or anybody who fucking is terrible at my linguistics. So sorry. Debut novel Let the Right One In is about to get new life once again as the vampire tale is on its way to television. Deadline reports that Academy Award-winning nominee Damien Bichir, Better Life, Godzilla vs. Kong. So they playing in Godzilla vs. Kong. So it's going to be, someone fairly recent that we've seen on screen, has been tapped to star in the series, which has officially been given a pilot order by Showtime. Oh, that's good. That's really good that they're going to premium cable network. So that means they have the potential to be able to do whatever they want. Away creator and Penny Dreadful writer. Oh, that's not bad either. Andrew Henderaker will write the project and serve as showrunner, while Dexter and Homeland director Seth Mann will step up behind the camera for the first episode. That's a lot of good news. That is a lot of good news for this pilot. The premium cable network describes the series as an elevated genre drama, which is turning a naturalistic lens on human frailty, strength, and compassion, which is, you could say, about the original movie. Definitely had those elements in it. Bashir will play the part of Mark, father to 12-year-old Eleanor, who was attacked by a creature that fled into the night, locking her in at her age for forever and forcing her dad to try and provide her with the minimal amount of human blood she needs to stay alive. This marks a major deviation from the novel, and adaptations of the story, which focused on a young boy that discovered his new neighbor was a vampire, stuck at the young age, but whose handler wasn't their father and instead another person with more sinister intentions. Okay, so this is going to act as a prequel. So we're getting sort of a prequel to, I'm assuming it may be a prequel to the original movie, or the way this is kind of reading, this could end up being a prequel to the book which would make a lot of people have to read the literature to in order to get a grasp on things. Because I mean, we're going to be dealing with the little girl vampire before she was a vampire, and as she turns and going through that transformation. So that's going to be interesting in itself, because now it's no longer the dynamic of the little boy who falls in love with the girl and her sort of using him for, to gain victims and shit like that, like she did with the older guy in the movie. She used him as a familiar, probably under the promise of eternal life to become a vampire as well. And he was probably in love with her when he was a child, which I believe that was the story too. So there's going to be an interesting dynamic here if it's done right. It wasn't actually even a girl in the story, though, which was one of the more messed up aspects. With the vampire? The vampire wasn't a girl? Talking about Blade? No, we're talking about Let the Right One In. All right, so let's see. The series is both a love letter to the original film and the story entirely our own. Oh my God, what's going on, Seth? The vampire was a castrated boy? Wait. Was this in the movie? Was this in the movie, Gabe? Oh my God, I definitely have to go back and watch this. I watched it years ago and I fucking loved it. But I do not remember that part where they said that it was a castrated boy. What? I'm doing great, Seth. I'm doing great. Ranger, I'm doing great as well, man. Fucking slept off all of the allergy medicine that I took, and now I'm back. I'm back. Let the Right One In quickly establishes itself as a thrilling high-stakes drama that asks the question, how far would you go to save your child from the monsters out there? Would you risk becoming a monster yourself? Interesting. Yo, what's going on, chat? Gabe says, yeah, it was in the movie, and the worst parts is they didn't tell you that. They showed you that part, not the oh my God. Fuck. I gotta go back now and watch that shit. Holy fuck, man. Yo, what's going on, Antonese? Thank you, Chuck. Thank you. So I'm wondering then, if that's the case, Gabe, I'm wondering if this may be loosely connected to that story then. Well, because they said it's like connected to the original movie, as it said there. Hold on. Where's it at? The series is both a love letter to the original film and a story entirely our own. So with what you're saying, the oh my God, what the fuck? Shit. With what you're saying, Gabe, if the girl that was in the original movie was actually a castrated boy, then what if this story, 12-year-old Eleanor, what if this one, because I don't know what her name was in the original movie. I may have to go back and look, but this is just spitballing off the top of my head. What if this 12-year-old girl, Eleanor, gets attacked by that little girl, and whatever the little boy's name was that fucking has now become her familiar, this little girl gets attacked and she's turning, and while they're still off, they run off into the woods, the darkness or whatever, and they still live their lives doing whatever. This story now picks up with a completely original vampire that's unrelated to that story. Like, what if that's the case? So it's Let the Right One In, but it's basically the vampire from the original movie sired a new vampire, and now this is that story, and going through that process, and probably detailing out why in the film she was so apprehensive about turning others, which is why she let her familiar in the movie kind of die at that point. Like, I mean, he was old and she was never going to turn him. That was obvious. And it's even more obvious for the boy that she saves at the end of the movie that that's likely going to be his fate too. So I'm wondering if that is going to be where it goes with it, which could be very interesting. If they keep the tone of that original film and they're able to span it out with the emotion that's in there and they don't get cliche, I think this could be something. This could be really good. Gabe says, I think it would be awesome if they hooked it into the original story like that, because it would still allow the story to be canon and add depth to the characters. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because then you're not tied, because let's say like another book gets written that's based off that. In the canon, like it kind of changes even more and it deviates more. With doing it like this and the original writer may be involved or anything like that, you can sort of diverge paths while not touching that person's original characters. Take your original characters, go over here, but all can exist in the same world. So that could be something that's really cool if they do it correctly. So what else does it say here? Executive Vice President, programming added. Damien Bashir is one of the world's most dynamic and engrossing actors, and his charisma and vulnerability will surely bring Andrew Hinderaker's exquisite script to life. Guided by Seth Mann's deft direction, I guess, deft. We couldn't be more excited about the potential of this show. The potential is definitely there. The potential is absolutely there. Originally published in 2004, the novel, whose title refers to the need for vampires to be invited inside before entering a location, was adapted into a feature film in Sweden in 2008 by filmmaker Thomas Alfredson. Generating critical acclaim upon its release in 2010, the movie was readapted in English with the Batman and War for the Planet of the Apes director Matt Reeves helming the project. That version, titled Let Me In, starred Cody Smith-McPhee and Chloe Grace Moretz in the two lead roles. The later I guess that means the latter, not the later. Sorry, typo from the article itself. Playing the vampiric young girl, Richard Jenkins played the father in that remake. This marks the latest attempt to bring Let the Right One In to the small screen, having previously been in the works at A&E in 2015 before moving to TNT and then never getting in front of screens. Interesting. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that to be the case, that they hit A&E and then TNT. I think this is probably the right move, though. A&E might have been a decent home for it. TNT, no. I still have reservations about fucking anything popping up on networks like that. Sci-Fi has shown me that it can get away with some shit, so I'm not too worried about the Chucky series. Although I would prefer it to be on like Amazon or something like that. But this going to Showtime, given the nature of what this show can be about, and even just that last scene, if you guys have ever seen the movie and saw that last scene in the school pool, yeah, you see those body parts start flying in. You know you can't put this on probably any kind of cable network without a premium attached to it in order to get away with certain things. But I don't know, man. Like, let me know how you guys feel about this. Have you guys seen Let the Right One In? Have you seen Let Me In? Are you just excited to get some sort of vampire media out there again? Get the blood flowing, so to speak, for vampires once more. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know how you guys feel.